They told you blood is thicker than water. That is the most dangerous lie you have ever been forced to swallow. You were raised to believe that your family is your ultimate safe haven, the only people who will unconditionally have your back. But wake up and look at the reality of your life. Look at the exhaustion. Look at the constant friction. The harshest truth about human nature is this: when you are attacked by a stranger, you see it coming. You can raise your shield, but the knife that will ultimately destroy you is never coming from the front. It is held by someone sitting at your own dinner table. Family members often turn out to be the most lethal enemies you will ever face later on in life, precisely because they are the only ones allowed behind your defenses. A stranger has to guess what makes you insecure. Your family has the exact coordinates, the building till Pantafig. They know your triggers, they know your guilt, and they know exactly how to weaponize your own empathy against you to get what they want. You assume they want you to win. They do, but only as long as your victory does not make them feel like a failure. The second you outgrow the role they assigned to you, you are no longer a relative, you are a threat. 500 years ago, a man sat in the halls of Florence and watched men destroyed by the people they trusted most. He watched princes betrayed by their brothers. He watched cardinals destroyed by the whispers of their cousins. He watched men lose fortunes, reputations, and their lives, not to enemy armies, but to the people they once passed the bread to at dinner. His name was Niccolò Machiavelli, and he was the only man in history brave enough to write the operating manual for human nature exactly as it is, not as we pretend it to be. He exposed the mechanics of power without a single apology. He stated a terrifying, undeniable fact about familial loyalty. Men forget more quickly the death of their father than the loss of their patrimony. He meant that blood loyalty vanishes the exact second it conflicts with personal greed or a bruised ego. Today we are going to expose the 4 specific family members you must absolutely never trust. If you possess these people in your bloodline and you continue to share your dreams, your money, and your vulnerabilities with them, they will destroy you from the inside out. They will dismantle your confidence and call it tough love. They will quietly drain your resources and call it family duty. We are going to unmask their exact tactics, their hidden motives, and the precise ways they are already sabotaging you. Pay close attention. The betrayal you refuse to acknowledge is the only one that has the power to destroy you entirely. 1. The envious sibling. The sibling who competes. Your biggest enemy isn't a stranger across the street. It is the person who shared your childhood bedroom. You are currently operating under the delusional belief that because you share a bloodline, you share a common interest. You think that when you win, they feel a sense of pride. You are wrong. To your sibling, your success is not a victory for the family. It is a direct, agonizing indictment of their own failure. Every time you level up, every time you increase your income, sharpen your physique, or build a high-status relationship, you are unintentionally pouring salt into the open wound of their insecurity. Because you started from the exact same baseline, your rise destroys every excuse they have for staying exactly where they are. You are the living proof that their lack of progress is a choice, and for that, they will never truly forgive you. They don't want you to fail entirely. They just need you to stay exactly one step below them. They are the primary architects of the small cut. Watch how they operate in a group setting. The moment you start gaining the respect of the elders or the attention of the room, they will interject with a funny story from your past. A moment of childhood weakness, a failed relationship, or an old financial struggle. They frame it as just a joke, but the intent is surgical. They are attempting to re-anchor your identity to the version of you that was small, confused, and under their control. They are trying to remind the world that you aren't a leader, you're just the kid who used to cry over nothing. They are terrified of your sovereignty because it highlights their own inadequacy. This is what they do. They will never attack you openly. Open war would expose them. Instead, they wage a quiet campaign of erosion. They will reframe your victories as accidents. They will remind the family of your failures from 10 years ago, as if those failures define you permanently. They will joke about your ambition in ways that plant seeds of doubt in others. Imagine the scenario where you finally land the promotion, the house, or the investment that changes your life. You go to them, hoping for a genuine well done. Instead, you get a lecture on how lucky you are, or a warning about how success changes people. They will spend the entire conversation downplaying your effort and attributing your results to everything but your own discipline. They will say things like, "It's good that the market was in your favor," or "I remember when you couldn't even manage a bank account." They are gaslighting your history. They are trying to convince you that you are a fraud, so that they don't have to admit they are a failure. If you allow them to define your reality, you will start apologizing for your wins. You will start shrinking yourself just to make them feel comfortable. Watch what happens at family gatherings. When you share a goal, they will be the first to ask the question that sounds like concern but is actually doubt. Are you sure that's realistic? When you achieve something, they will be the first to mention someone else who achieved more. They are not trying to motivate you. They are trying to shrink you back to a size they can tolerate. You need to stop mistaking shared history for shared loyalty. Because you started at the same baseline, the same house, the same schools, the same opportunities, your rise feels like a personal insult to them. If a stranger becomes a millionaire, they can blame luck. If you become a millionaire, they have no excuses left. Their primary goal is to maintain the family equilibrium, which means keeping you in the box they designed for you when you were 10 years old. They will use your past as a cage. They will bring up your childhood mistakes, your old insecurities, and your embarrassing phases in front of your current colleagues or partners. They frame it as just being family or keeping you humble, but the intent is surgical. They are trying to remind the world that you are not the sovereign man you appear to be. They are siphoning your status to feed their own starving ego. The envious sibling will never stop being envious. That is their burden to carry. But you can stop giving them ammunition. You can stop feeding their fire with your vulnerability. You can become opaque, pleasant, unreachable. When they ask how you are doing, you say, "Things are moving along." When they ask about your plans, you say, "Still figuring it out." When they probe for weakness, you give them nothing. You become the person they cannot read, the sibling they cannot decode, the mystery they cannot solve. This drives them mad, not because they want to hurt you, but because your opacity denies them the comparison they need to feel better about themselves. They cannot measure themselves against you if they cannot see you, and in that invisibility, you find your freedom. There is another family member who is even more dangerous than the envious sibling, someone who does not stand beside you, competing for the same light, someone who stands above you, holding the very definition of what you are supposed to be. 2. The entitled parent, the narcissistic host. You are not a son to them. You are a retirement plan with a heartbeat. The person who gave you life is currently the biggest obstacle to your living it. You have been conditioned to believe that a parent's love is the only pure thing in this world. But for the entitled parent, you are not a son. You are a high-yield investment. They are finally ready to cash out. They didn't raise you to be free. They raised you to be a support beam for their own crumbling identity. Machiavelli observed that a ruler must fear those who feel they have a right to his resources more than any external enemy. To this parent, your success is communal property, but your failures are your own. They are the primary architects of the sacrifice myth, using the years they spent feeding and clothing you, the literal baseline of parenthood, as a high-interest loan they intend to collect on for the rest of your life. The danger of this individual is that they have installed the guilt software in your brain since infancy. They know exactly which frequencies of shame make you stop in your tracks. They don't want you to conquer the world. They want you to stay just successful enough to provide for them, but just broken enough to still need their guidance. They perceive your independence as a personal assault. When you start making big moves, relocating for a career, investing in a high-risk venture, or choosing a partner they can't control, they won't attack the move itself. They will attack your character. They will tell you that you are becoming arrogant, that you have forgotten where you came from, or that you are abandoning the family. They are trying to clip your wings and calling it a warm blanket. Consider the scenario where you finally decide to move to a different city to pursue a massive opportunity. A normal parent would feel a mix of pride and sadness. The narcissistic host feels panic. Watch what happens. Suddenly, they develop a mysterious health issue. A crisis erupts at home that only you can solve. Or they start reminiscing about how much they sacrificed to give you a head start, making you feel like every mile you put between you and them is a betrayal. They are manufacturing a hostage situation. They would literally rather see you working a mediocre job in their backyard than becoming a titan of industry 1,000 miles away. Your growth is their loss of leverage. They don't want a strong son. They want a reliable servant. Machiavelli was ruthless about the necessity of total autonomy. He knew that a leader who is still answering to his private house can never rule a public state. You are currently a divided sovereign. Half of your mind is focused on your mission, and the other half is constantly scanning for your parents' approval. This split focus is why you are stalling. You are afraid of the Cold War that will erupt if you finally set a hard boundary. You are afraid of being the villain in their story. But you must realize that to them, anyone they cannot control is a villain. If you aren't being called selfish or cold by an entitled parent, you aren't doing it right. It means you are still compliant. Stop trying to explain your boundaries to them. You cannot use logic to dismantle a belief system that they built on emotion and entitlement. They don't want to understand you, they want you to submit. When you offer an explanation, you are offering a negotiation. You are telling them that your boundaries are up for debate. The sovereign man does not negotiate his independence. He executes it. He stops asking for permission to be an adult. He accepts that the price of his freedom is the permanent disappointment of the people who wanted to own him. You must kill the child inside you that is still waiting for a good job from a person who is incapable of giving it without a string attached. Machiavelli understood that the person who is the cause of another becoming powerful is the agent of his own ruin. The entitled parent knows this instinctively. If you become truly powerful, truly wealthy, and truly independent, they lose their leverage. They can no longer use guilt to move you. They can no longer use shame to stop you. So, they keep you in a state of calculated weakness. They provide just enough support to make you dependent, but never enough to help you escape. They are like a drug dealer who gives the first hit for free. They want you to feel that without them you would collapse. You need to kill this illusion. You were built to survive the world, not to be a lifelong appendage to their ego. You are carrying the weight of two lives, the one you want to build and the one they want to live through you. No man can win a war while carrying that much dead weight. The entitled parent is a narcissistic host who will drain your vitality until you are as hollow and bitter as they are. They are the silent saboteurs of your ambition, the ones who make you second-guess your instincts because those instincts lead away from them. You have been taught that honoring your parents means obedience. It doesn't. It means becoming the most powerful version of yourself, even if that version is someone they no longer recognize. The next member we expose is the one who will take your private maps and hand them directly to your enemies while smiling at your table. Prepare for the messenger, who is actually a spy. 3. The information broker. The family gossip. The most dangerous person in your family isn't the one shouting in your face. It's the one listening to you with a concerned smile while mentally taking notes. This is the information broker. They are the self-appointed intelligence agency of the bloodline. They don't have a mission of their own, so they have made it their business to trade in yours. They present themselves as the neutral party, the peacemaker, or the good listener who just wants everyone to get along. But in the cold mechanics of power, there is no such thing as a neutral party. There is only the person who is gathering data and the person who is giving it away. Every secret you share, every struggle you confess, and every plan you mention in confidence is treated by this person as social currency. They aren't keeping your secrets, they are holding them in inventory until the market price is right. The person you trust with your secrets is the same person who will eventually sell them for the price of a 5-minute conversation. You think you are talking to a neutral ally, a sibling, an aunt, or a cousin who just wants everyone to get along. but you are actually handing the blueprints of your life to an unauthorized intelligence agency. The information broker is the family's social merchant. They don't have a mission of their own, so they trade in yours. They don't have a life that matters, so they make yours their primary content. Machiavelli understood that the courtier who brings you news of others is always taking news of you back to them. To this person, your private struggles, your financial setbacks, and your marriage problems are not things to be protected. They are currency. They don't necessarily hate you, but they value the hit of being the person in the know more than they value your privacy or your future. They are dangerous because they use the mask of empathy to perform psychological reconnaissance. Watch how they operate. They never approach you with an attack. They approach you with a concerned question. I heard you've been stressed lately. Is everything okay? Or, you know I'm always here if you need to talk, right? They make you feel heard and seen for the first time in months. Because you are lonely, or because the rest of your family is so toxic, you let your guard down. You exhale. You tell them about the debt you're hiding, the argument you had with your wife, or the fact that you're planning to quit your job. The moment the words leave your mouth, you feel a sense of relief. You shouldn't. You should feel the same way a man feels when he realizes he just handed a loaded gun to a person who is standing behind him. Realize that your need to be understood by your family is a fatal strategic error. You keep hoping that if the broker really understands your side, they will explain it to the others and fix the friction. They won't. They have no interest in fixing the friction because without friction, they have no job. They thrive on the he said, she said dynamics. They love the triangulation. They are the ones who tell you what your brother said about you just to watch your reaction. Then they take your reaction back to your brother to keep the fire burning. They are arsonists dressed as firefighters. Stop giving them the matches. Every time you vent to them, you are just providing them with fresh wood. You are not getting it off your chest. You are putting it into their pocket. The most dangerous thing the broker does is provide the psychological blueprint to the envious sibling. If you are struggling with your confidence or your business, the broker will leak the specific details of your failure. They will tell the sibling exactly which nerve to hit at the next holiday dinner. When the sibling makes that joke that cuts you to the bone, they didn't come up with it on their own. They were briefed by the broker. You are being hunted by a team, and the broker is the scout. They are the reason you feel like the family always knows exactly how to hurt you. It's because you told them where the armor was thin. You must adopt a need-to-know basis for every member of your bloodline. If you aren't prepared for the entire family to know a piece of information, do not tell the information broker. Treat every conversation with them as a public press conference. Give them the official narrative, the sanitized, boring, successful version of your life. Tell them the weather is great and work is busy but good. Give them 0 data points. If they can't find a hook, they will move on to a different target. They don't have loyalty to you, but they also don't have loyalty to the people they report to. They are loyal only to the drama. If you are boring, you are useless to them. Become the most boring person in their world. You've identified the spy and the controller, but you haven't yet faced the person who sees your success as a literal buffet for their own failures. If you thought the gossip was a drain on your energy, the next revelation will show you the person who will quietly bankrupt your future and pull you into the depths of their own self-destruction, all while smiling and calling you brother. Prepare yourself for the ultimate anchor. 4. The black sheep opportunist. The parasite. Look at the one who always needs something. The one whose name appearing on your phone makes your stomach tighten before you even read the message. The one who only calls when there is a crisis. The one whose love feels real only when you are giving. You have tried to help them many times. You have given money, time, emotional support, connections, second chances, third chances, fourth chances. You have told yourself that they just need a break, that they are misunderstood, that with the right support they will finally turn things around. They never turn things around, because turning things around is not their goal. Their goal is to keep the crisis alive long enough to keep you giving. The crisis is not a problem to be solved. The crisis is their career. This is the black sheep opportunist. They are the professional victim. the one who has built their entire identity around their struggles. Their failures are never their fault. The world is against them. They were dealt a bad hand. If only someone would give them a chance, lend them some money, let them stay on your couch for a few weeks, everything would be different. You have heard this script so many times, you could recite it in your sleep, and you have kept believing it, because believing it makes you the good person, the loyal one, the one who did not abandon family when times got hard. But look at the pattern, look at the years, look at how many times you have helped, and how little has changed. Look at how their crises always coincide with your stability. When you have money, they have emergencies. When you are settled, they are in chaos. When you are at peace, they need you. This is not coincidence. This is symbiosis of the most parasitic kind. Machiavelli wrote, "Men shrink from no less danger than being consumed by their own desire to be loved." You have been consumed. You have given because you wanted to be loved, to be seen as good, to prove that you are not like the others who gave up on them. And in your giving, you have funded a lifestyle of irresponsibility. You have become the safety net that allows them to keep jumping. Watch how they operate. They never ask for help when things are going well. They only appear when the bottom has fallen out. The job loss, the eviction notice, the legal trouble, the relationship collapse. They present themselves at your door, broken and desperate, and they make you feel like the only person in the world who can save them. And you step up, because that is what family does. But watch what happens after you help. Watch how quickly the gratitude fades. Watch how they stop returning calls once the crisis passes. Watch how they disappear until the next emergency. You are not a family member to them. You are a resource, and resources are used, not loved. Think about the last time someone in your family said, "Why do you keep helping them? You know they're just going to waste it." How did you respond? Did you defend them? Did you explain that this time is different? Did you feel a surge of loyalty that you mistook for love? That loyalty is exactly what they are counting on. They have trained you to feel guilty for saying no. They have made their survival your responsibility. And every time you step in, you confirm that training. The real cost is your momentum. Every time you stop your life to fix their crisis, you lose momentum. The energy you could have spent building your future is burned on maintaining their present. The money that could have been invested is poured into a hole that never fills. The emotional bandwidth you need for your own relationships is consumed by their drama. You are not helping them. You are becoming them. Slower, more subtly, but you are letting their chaos infect your order. Machiavelli wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved." He meant that love makes you vulnerable to manipulation, and no one manipulates through love more effectively than the person who positions themselves as the helpless one. You do not need to be feared by them, but you need to be less available, less reliable, less willing to drop everything, because they have dropped everything again. They know your weaknesses better than you do. They know you fear being seen as cold. They know you value loyalty. They know you have a soft spot for underdogs. They have studied you your entire life, and they have become experts at playing the exact frequencies that make you move. When you hesitate to help, they escalate. They remind you of family. They remind you of all the times they were there for you, even if those times were rare or imagined. They make you feel like refusing is betrayal. They position themselves as the victim of your cruelty, not the author of their own circumstances, and you fold every time, because the guilt is worse than the cost. Machiavelli warned, "A prince must have no other object or thought than war and its organization and discipline." You are at war, not with them as enemies, but with the pattern. You are fighting the gravitational pull of their dysfunction, and you are losing because you keep engaging on their terms. So what do? You stop rescuing, not because you are cruel, because you understand that rescuing is not helping. Rescuing is enabling. Rescuing ensures the next crisis. Rescuing teaches them that they do not need to change. You offer help that does not cost you your momentum. You offer advice but not funding. You offer connections but not your own labor. You offer presence but not rescue. You let them sit in the consequences of their choices long enough to feel motivated to change them. They will call you cold. They will tell others that you abandoned them. They will make you the villain in their story. Let them. Your peace is worth more than their approval. Your future is worth more than their momentary comfort. Your momentum is worth more than their gratitude, which never lasts anyway. Machiavelli wrote, "There is no more delicate matter to take in hand, nor more dangerous to conduct, nor more doubtful of success, than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things." You are introducing a new order in your relationship with them. You are changing the terms. They will resist. They will escalate. They will try every trick they have to pull you back into the old pattern. You hold steady. You let them feel the weight of their own lives for the first time. You stop being the buffer between them and reality. You stop funding their refusal to grow, and something surprising may happen. Without you to catch them, they may finally learn to stand, or they may fall and stay down. Either way, it is their life, their choices, their consequences. You have your own. If you have stayed until this moment, you have already proven that you possess a level of discipline that 99% of men lack. Most people clicked away the second their favorite relative was described, unable to handle the reflection in the mirror. You stayed because you know that truth is the only thing that can set you on the path to sovereignty. If this message aligns with the man you are becoming, like this video and subscribe to the channel. This isn't a request for a favor, it is a tactical alignment. By subscribing, you are ensuring that your feed remains a training ground for power rather than a distraction for the masses. You are choosing to keep your blade sharp. However, recognize that we are playing on a field controlled by others. There are strategies of psychological defense, dark influence, and familial warfare that I simply cannot speak about here. The algorithm is designed to protect the weak and suppress the sharpest truths. But there is a place where the censorship ends. There is a place where we discuss the things that polite society is too afraid to even whisper. It is called the architect level. The join button below is the entrance to a small circle of operators who have stopped playing the victim and started designing the game. If you are just a tourist looking for a hit of motivation, keep scrolling. This is not for you. But if you want the uncensored, raw breakdowns of human nature that they don't teach in schools or therapy sessions, if you want access to the tactics that rulers use to maintain their empires, click join. We are building a circle where the truth isn't softened. You can stay in the light with the sheep, or you can step into the shadow with the wolves. Thank you for your attention, your presence here until the final second is earned, and it is the first sign that you have the steel required to execute these laws. Most people are too fragile for the truth. You are the exception. The war for your autonomy is happening right now, whether you acknowledge it or not. The people closest to you have already made their moves. Now, it's your turn. I will see you in the next video.